Mr. Speaker, I rise today because thoughts and prayers are not enough, and it's time for action. The hateful terrorist attack targeting America's LGBT community in Orlando is another reminder of the pressing need to come together and work across party lines to root out terrorism, prevent gun violence, and put an end to bigotry of all kinds. An attack on one American is an attack on all of us. We cannot allow partisanship to define this debate. We must take decisive action and united action to ensure that nothing like the attacks on Orlando, Newtown, or San Bernardino ever happen again. Congress should immediately move forward and pass the Denying Firearms and Explosives to Dangerous Terrorists Act. This common sense bill would prohibit suspected terrorists from purchasing guns or explosives. Keeping dangerous weapons out of the hands of people who wish to do our country harm is a solution that we should all be able to get behind. The hateful attack in Orlando also reminds us once more of the growing threat of ISIS-inspired radical Islamic terrorism on U.S. soil is real and cannot be ignored or downplayed. Congress must reassert leadership in the fight against ISIS by passing legislation to hold the president accountable for developing a comprehensive plan to destroy ISIS. Through congressional oversight hearings, we must also ensure that federal agencies and local law enforcement are effectively communicating with each other to identify international and homegrown terror threats through both traditional security approaches and also social media. Internationally, Congress must act to cut off sources of funding to other radical Islamic terror groups by restoring crippling sanctions on Iran. The recent agreement, which frankly shipped billions of dollars to the world's largest state sponsor of terror while helping finance organizations like Hamas and Hezbollah, is simply unacceptable. At home, we cannot allow the tired partisan bickering to distract us from the difficult but necessary work of preventing gun violence. We need to bridge the partisan divide and put the best interests of our country before politics. A good first step is the legislation that I helped introduce with former Congresswoman Gabby Giffords to require universal background checks on firearm purchases. The vast majority of the American people support this common sense idea, and it is past time Congress moves forward with this proposal that will keep more people safe. We also need to improve communication so that local law enforcement is notified when someone attempts to purchase a gun and fails a required background check. My colleague, Congressman Mike Quigley, introduced a common sense bill to make this easy fix, which I strongly support. Other important efforts to prevent gun violence include my bill with Congresswoman Debbie Dingell to prevent domestic abusers from being able to purchase weapons. This proposal would help, again, prohibit firearm trafficking used to evade background checks and long overdue increase in mental health resources. In short, there are numerous common sense proposals, Mr. Speaker, that will keep guns out of the hands of those that should not have them while protecting our Second Amendment rights. It is time that we take action. Mr. Speaker, there is no quick and easy solution to all the problems underscored by the Orlando terrorist attack. But if we're able to set aside partisan differences and unite in the best interest of our nation, we can make serious strides in the ongoing efforts to keep Americans safe and prevent future atrocities.